Do you dread the end of the month, waiting for the next month's salary to hit your bank account? If yes, then you are not alone. A majority of youngsters are living paycheck to paycheck. While a lot of factors could be blamed for this, there is inflation, the soaring cost of living, mass layoffs as well. But there is one more thing that goes unnoticed: the need for financial literacy. Being taught how to handle personal finances. Youngsters these days don't know much about managing their money. But can we really blame them? Hello and welcome. You're watching Gravitas Plus with me, Gambhir. And today we discuss the importance of financial literacy and how to stay on top of your personal finances. They say money is freedom. Your parents, professors, or anyone you look up to might have lectured you about the importance of savings, investments, retirement planning. Our fathers, elder siblings became our de facto CAs. But why should that even happen? What about those who don't have such figures in their lives? There is a lack of practical education in the field. School education is supposed to prepare us for our future life, but somehow training in how to deal with personal finances gets overlooked. How do you feel when you hear terms like budgeting, credit, debt, insurance, investment, and whatnot? Quite possible that you feel intimidated, stressed out, overwhelmed, that you look the other way. Here are some numbers for you. 46% of Gen Z and 47% of millennials live paycheck to paycheck. They are regularly worried that they will not be able to cover their expenses. Imagine living with that anxiety all the time. And it's not just the employees with meager pays. High-earning American workers also feel strapped for cash. 36% of US employees with salaries above $100,000 are also living paycheck to paycheck. Only 27% of India's population is financially literate. Only 17% of Indian teenagers know the basic know-hows. 54% of American teens say they are worried about financing their future. 41% saying they did not have any financial literacy classes in high school. Nearly 40% feel that having a better understanding regarding student loans would help ease their concerns. And it's not just teenagers. Adults also lack financial knowledge. Taxes go unfiled, profits and premiums go unclaimed. Why? Because of the lack of knowledge and awareness. By the end of 2020, 24,586 crore rupees went unclaimed in insurance companies. In the fiscal year 2020, out of 1.3 billion Indians, only 82.7 million filed income tax. That's only 6.25% of the entire population. In the fiscal year 2015 to 16, only 4% of Indians filed taxes. But according to business models, the figure should have been at least 23% at that time for a democracy like India. While many Indians do not earn enough to qualify for income tax, those who do could also be at times struggling with the cumbersome procedure. Just imagine facing legal proceedings, losing exorbitant amounts of money, all because you were not taught about finances. But the world is waking up to this problem. And the UK leads by example. Personal finance and classes related to that have been made mandatory in British schools since 2013. They are also compulsory in 1/3 of the United States. This includes Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, Nebraska, North Carolina, Ohio, Tennessee, Utah, Virginia. And despite that, the US or the UK lag behind in terms of financial literacy. Let's have a look at the trends around the world. Denmark, Sweden, and Norway standing at the top. These countries have a financial literacy rate of 71%. Canada and Israel coming second with 68%. And then comes the UK with 67%. Financial literacy standing at 66% in Germany and the Netherlands, at 64% in Australia, 63% in Finland, and in the United States, 57%. You see, these countries teach their youngsters almost everything about personal finances, from budgeting, savings, investing, retirement planning. As I already told you, India lags behind at 27%. While some countries are doing good, there is a serious need for financial awareness in the others. So where do you start? How do you get your basics right? I have some notes for you. First of all, start taking accountability. Maintain a rough log of how much you are actually spending. The real figures might come as a shock. More often than not, we indulge and overspend without realizing. Seeing the numbers in a log can probably give you the better picture. Number 2, follow the 50-30-20 budget rule. Let me break it down for you. Reserve 50% of your income for your needs, and this includes basic necessities for survival, your rent, EMIs, monthly bills, groceries, insurance, healthcare funds, all falling into this category. Next, keep 30% of your pay for your wants. This would be your dispensable income. It includes eating out, watching movies, parties, vacations, the latest electronic gadget perhaps. Anything in the wants bucket should be optional. Instead of eating out, you can always cook at home. Instead of going to the theater, you can probably watch some content on your favorite streaming platform. Lastly, park 20% of your pay in your savings account. And this is the part most people struggle with. But in reality, this could dictate your standard of living in the long run. It could affect the milestones of your life, like buying your first car, getting your first home, booking that dream vacation, even retirement planning. Another crucial thing to do is keeping up with inflation. You must have noticed the prices around you rising. Something that could be bought for, say, $100 last year might be priced at $110 now. How do you keep up with that? Through investments. While saving is important, $100 in your savings account will lose value against inflation every year. But if you invest in the right place, you can benefit from the interest rates and the returns. Mutual funds, stocks, real estate are some of the options that you could consider. So maybe it's time to book that appointment with a financial advisor. Buy that book perhaps to learn more about personal finances. Or sit down with your guardian to learn the basics. Maybe an online course as well. Because, as they say, money is freedom.